Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of The Doctors Are In, here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. I am your host, Dax Carlisle. I'm a tarot advisor, numerologist, hypnotherapist, and life coach, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. We're a live call-in show, so give us a ring at 714-816-4628, and you can join us in the chat room at thetarotguild.com/chat. The Tarot Guild is the sponsor of today's show, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professional readers since 2004. You can visit us on the website at thetarotguild.com. And joining me, as always, is the other host of The Doctors Are In. She's a certified life coach and spiritual teacher, and every Friday she joins me here to dispense her wisdom and wonderful tools for life, such as mantras, shamanic journeying, and more. Yes, we call her the Mantra Maven. Here she is live from Berkeley, California, Dr. Rose Wilkerson. Hey, Rose.
Hey, Dax. Hey, everybody. So happy to be here. It's Friday. Yay. I don't know why I'm celebrating that because, you know, the days are kind of going
TGIF.
by. Every day feels almost the same. But,
yeah,
yay,
you know, I mean, the the global pandemic has, you know, ruined everything for us. I mean, because, you know, we used to have TGIF. We used to have, hey, enjoy your weekend, which actually I still say, even though for some people it's always the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. But, you know, here we are. This is Friday. Friday usually has a special meaning of, kind of like a release from work and everything, time to watch movies. It can also mean going out in this day and age, but, you know, be safe. We're kind of going out these days.
Yes.
And it also, I was going to add just a little bit of information. You know, I know a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of Vedic astrology, which comes out of India. And
cool.
Each day is governed by a particular archetype or god or goddess, a planetary one as well as one that, just a general one. And so Fridays are actually days for the goddess of abundance and wealth. And it's also the day of Venus. And I think it's similar in Western astrology, too. You know, Venus is the planet of love, and that's why people think of, Friday, date night, you know, going out.
Love.
Dating looks a little bit different now. It's more in front of a screen and maybe a video chat or something. But or it's socially distancing, you know.
Yeah, but you could do watch parties and like share a video or a movie and do
That's
a watch
true.
party on Facebook or Zoom, or there's technology's made it, you know, where we can survive, right?
Yeah, and you know, at my house, I have a long bridge that goes from the street to my front door, and so we've been doing something called bridge parties. And so my mom and I, because we live in the same house, we sit on one side of the bridge, and way on the other side of the bridge, which is over 12 feet, you know, the whatever, way down the way,
right?
Probably a good 25 feet or so, is we'll have two other people, friends or neighbors, and then in the middle we have a table with, you know, drinks and food, and we have a bridge party, and we just chat. You know, we can hear each other pretty well. People walk by, and they're like, "Oh, wow, this is so nice," you know. So it works out.
I'm glad you explained that, because I thought you were playing bridge with people, you know, on Zoom or something.
Right.
When you said, we have a bridge party.
Right. We're not playing cards or anything. We just sit. We're just, you know, very much distant from each other. And we have our food and whatnot in the center, and we walk up and bring whatever we want, you know, to our own area, and we still, you know, can have a great conversation with friends and family members. So we've been doing that lately. And it's been working.
And of course
we get calls again from our neighbors. Hey, you want to do another bridge party? We're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, let's do another bridge party. Yeah.
And speaking of conversations, every Friday we have a great conversation with our many callers, and we do mini readings, and you can call in. It's open line, so you can literally talk about anything on your mind. We'd be happy to chat with you. And you can also ask questions. Today we're actually wrapping up our series of shows on shamanic journeying. We had to delay this final show a couple of weeks, but we're finally getting to it here, the upper world. And you can ask about shamanic journeying, shamanism, numerology, Reiki, mantras, energy healing, EFT, Vedic meditation, hypnosis, psychic development, the tarot, life coaching. I mean, you name it, between Rose and I, we pretty much have everything covered. Neurolinguistics as well, NLP. We have it all covered here, and you can ask questions about those topics. Maybe you always had a burning question, how does this work in tarot? Or, does hypnosis really work, and what can it be used for? Or, all these different kind of things. You can also call in for a mini reading. The number is 714-816-4628. Give us a ring, 714-816-4628. Oh, my God. Let me give that out one more time because I got a little tongue twisted there. Okay, so you can also ask for mini readings in the chat room. We're over on the Tarot Guild website. You can click chat in the nav bar or just type in your browser, thetarotguild.com/chat. Now, we don't have a player running in there with the live show, so wherever you're listening to us, you're going to have to open a separate tab to get into the chat room, thetarotguild.com/chat, or call us at 714-816-4628, and we'll give time here for some people to call in. It's pretty quiet out there, Rose, but luckily we've got a topic to chat about. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really tongue-twisted today. I think it's because I did way too much talking yesterday. As you know, I had a hypnotherapy client yesterday, and then I, did work at the American Legion Post and all this other stuff, and, it's just too much talking. Oh, my God, and then radio, too. Oh. Anyway, but before we do that, real quick, I want to do the numerology and the tarot card of the day, get that out of the way, and give people time to call in while we do the numerology and tarot card of the day, and then get into the shamanic journeying, the upper world, which I've actually been looking forward to since we, had to delay it this last 2-3 weeks. So the card of the day is the Page of Swords, and when a court card comes up for the card of the day, normally court cards are not always, but quite frequently talking about people, Rose. And, sure, it could be hinting that somebody that resembles the Page of Swords is going to come into your life or you're going to have dealings with today. Swords is obviously air, so we're talking the mind, the intellect. We're talking about thoughts and ideas. And, somebody that might be an air sign, like I'm a Gemini, one of the air signs. And someone that has qualities like grace, dexterity, vision. They're diplomatic, they're discerning, they're great negotiators, they're decisive. They have penetrating insight, curiosity. Sometimes can be considered aloof, but they're objective. And that's what it would normally be. But when we're talking about a card of the day for everybody out there, Rose, for me, it's more speaking to those qualities and saying, okay, in your dealings with other people today, first of all, it's thoughts and ideas. It's a sword card. It's air. So you want to be decisive. you want to have curiosity, you want to be diplomatic, but also penetrating, analytical, I would even say, and so forth like that. Yeah. So that's kind of the message coming through. And then I have another tie-in from the numerology. It's actually a 5-day because it's the 14th. So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 in numerology is the high energy number. It's the number of adventure. You might want to get out there. Maybe you've been staying home because of the pandemic. And, get out there. Wear a mask and get out there. And there's ways to get out there and enjoy, different places and enjoy going out in the out in nature and so forth, and be able to social distance. I mean, if you go visit, like here in Tucson, we might go up to Mount Lemmon or out into the desert, or jump on a boat or something like. Talk about a way to socially distance. You can enjoy being out on a lake or out on the ocean in a boat, and no one else is going to be around because you're separated by the sea. So you're not going to be giving anybody anything, and you're not going to be catching anything. There's ways to do this, folks. There's ways to do this.
Right.
And so be adventurous. Maybe you're not going to be.
Or you can even take a drive. You can, if you. This is something that my mom and I do. We take a drive and we'll go out to the water. We wear our masks only if we're getting food from somewhere or whatnot. But we sit and drive without the mask. You feel free. Roll the window down and go down the highway. Yeah.
Absolutely. So. That's indicated here by it being a 5-day. It's also high energy. It means you can get a lot done. There is a downside to 5, like there is for every card in the tarot deck, every number in numerology. There's the one side and the other side. It's a dynamic. The meanings of the individual tarot cards, the meanings of the numbers in numerology. It's a spectrum that goes from one pole all the way through the gray to the other pole on the other side, And so the other side of 5, and you can kind of get the idea just by what I said about 5 just now, about the high energy and the adventure and everything like that. Well, what would be the downside of that? Well, it could spiral into something chaotic. We often call 5 the chaos number in numerology. Yeah. So if you're not careful and if you're not working the energy in the positive, it can spiral down very rapidly. So you want to guard against that and then just take advantage of the adventurous spirit, the high energy of 5 to accomplish things. And the entire date, 8/14/2020, when you add all those digits together, you get 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is the number of abundance in numerology. So this is a great day to work in abundance in all areas of your life. Work on that financially, and that's a hint also that I wanted to mention from the Page of Swords. The tarot card of the day is another meaning, Rose. A more contemporary reading is a more contemporary meaning to that card can be electronic communication. Communication. So that combined with the abundance of 8 and the high energy of 5 to get things done. If you've been listening to everybody else and what's going on with the economy and how everything's shifting online, and you've been thinking about either looking at ways to do that with your business, or looking at the possibility of going down a completely different path that's going to allow you to do a business, it might not be the same business, online, this is the day to do it. And it if you do work Monday through Friday, this is, I know we were just talking about how, the weekends don't exist really anymore because, like, if I didn't have a calendar, Rose, and if I didn't have the calendar built into my phone and my to-do list and my schedule and my calendar beeping at me all the time, telling me, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget, I wouldn't know what day it is, because I'm at home, and a lot of us are. I mean, yes, people are getting back to work, and a lot of people, yes, are back to the 9-to-5 grind, Monday through Friday, but a lot of us still aren't, But if you are, and here's Friday and the weekend's approaching, start today. This is the perfect day to start according to the numerology and the tarot card of the day, and take that into the weekend and work on your electronications. Work on, how can I move my business online? I've had to do that. In fact, yesterday was, and you know about this, Rose. Yesterday was, an experiment for me using Skype for hypnotherapy, and I mean, it's not like I haven't done it before, but just, get the tweaks that you have to do to shift from doing something in person to doing it online. So there you go, the tarot card of the day, the numerology of the day, and we're still wide open on the phone lines. I'm going to give the phone number out one more time, 714-816-4628. If you want to join us live and chat with us, open lines, ask questions about all the topics we cover on Psychic Talk Radio. And also, if you want a mini reading, give us a ring. So, we had to delay the Shamanic Journeying, the wrap-up of the series. I did want to mention, Rose, that on the show page for today's show, and also on part 1 and part 2, I have all of these shows in the series cross-linked. So if you missed anything, you can go all the way back and listen to the first show, the second show, and we're doing the third show. That's right. This is the third one?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. And so we did the lower world, the middle world. I think it was the middle world first, then the lower world. Now we're doing the upper world.
That's correct.
Awesome sauce. So I know nothing about this. So let us know, take it away, Dr. Rose. Let us know about the upper world here in Shamanic Journey.
Okay. So just to do a quick recap, basically what I've been offering for the first 2 shows and this one is a look at the different dimensions that you can travel to, or different worlds that you can travel to within your mind. Especially in this day and age where, in many places across the country, and also on the globe, we are having to quarantine at home. As Dax was just talking about, yes, you can still get out. You can get out safely and, get some wind and go out in nature and things of that nature. But you can also do that in terms of journeying, in terms of what I call shamanic journeying, and that's within your mind. Your mind is like this vast universe that many of us don't even explore. And you can act, and it's a very powerful experience when you travel to different worlds, whether you call it shamanic journeying or visualization, kind of meditation type deal. Your mind is it's really a map of the universe in a lot of ways. And so there's nothing within your mind. You don't have any limitations. You can go wherever you want to go. If you are a person who loves the stars and constellations and you would love to go see, I don't know, Sirius or whatever, Orion's belt up close, you can do that in your mind. Why not? Why be limited to just what your physical body is able to do? So this is a wonderful opportunity. And I also shared a story of a woman who took a kind of like a beach journey for a vacation. Where she was living, it was dead of winter. And she said, obviously there was no way. There was like a snowstorm too, and there was no way that she was going to be able to go anywhere. But what she decided to do one weekend, even though she was working full time, she was going to have the experience of being at the beach. So, outside of a couple of items that she bought, maybe, some bikini outfit or, bathing suit or some sort. She probably had to, turn up the heat a little bit there, Dax, in the dead of winter. Maybe she had a chair or a beach towel and got on there and a little igloo with some drinks in it or something like that. She gave herself, used some prompts to help, her imagine in her meditation and visualization of being at the beach. And it worked so well that when she returned to work a couple of days later, after the weekend was over, people remarked about how she was so suntanned. They were like, "Where did you go? How could you have gone anywhere? We're in the middle of they're in the middle of a snowstorm and whatnot, and clearly airports would have been closed and travel would have been minimal at best." And it was because she did all of this in her mind. So your mind is a map of the universe. You can go anywhere, and you're not limited by any. You don't have to worry about diseases. You don't have to worry about viruses or anything like that. You don't have to worry about whether or not there's accessibility for you if you're a person who's disabled. Your mind is free, and so you can use that. Now, with shamanism, it's a little bit different in the sense of, yes, you do have these different worlds. Shamanism is really an ancient earth-based wisdom tradition. It offers a glimpse into a world that's much bigger than the everyday one that we inhabit. And typically, traditionally, shamans will talk about three worlds: the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. And I've already done a show on the middle and lower worlds. The middle world, as a quick recap, is like our everyday world. Like you go into meditation and you imagine yourself going outside of your door. The lower world is more kind of deep within the earth, think about caves and caverns and things of that nature. And then the upper world is different, right? It's kind of like the sky area. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But one of the things that, why do people do this kind of shamanic journeying? And basically what shamanic journeying is that you reach an altered state of consciousness. Oftentimes traditionally it's done through certain rituals and practices. Maybe you have seen pictures of a person beating on a drum, at a kind of slow rhythm or whatnot, and it helps people to get into this altered state. It, Dax, you would know about this, changes the brain waves that we have, so that you're in a more kind of meditative state, and then you go within. And a lot of reasons why people do this is for a lot of different reasons. Most of the time it's to receive help, information, or even power from spiritual beings. Sometimes you'll get a verbal message, a vision or symbol, something to help you. Here are some of the reasons why people take these personal shamanic journeys. And maybe you have a question about a problem in your life. Maybe you just want to relax or get a charge of power, like the woman who went on vacation in the middle of winter. Maybe you're seeking support for something that you're doing. Maybe you're working on a project, a business, something, and you need some confidence, some reassurance, something like that, or just help in figuring things out. So a lot of times it's really guided around some kind of help situation or experience that you're looking to have. Now, the upper world in particular is more generally associated with the higher spirit. Some traditions call it Sky Father, and which can take on many different forms. For instance, the Western Judeo-Christian tradition has angels, heaven or heavens, and a heavenly Father. And while other traditions, there may be just Father, or sometimes they call him First Father, Grandfather, First Lord, First Jaguar. Jaguar is considered to be a god in some indigenous cultures. It just kind of depends, right, on what tradition you come from. But all of them are accepted as being a part of the upper world. It is a place of wisdom and inspiration. The term upper is simply used in a geographic sense to indicate going higher or into the sky or above the clouds. And there you can contact different types of spiritual helpers associated with wisdom, such as teachers and guardian spirits. Excuse me. I just had a thought about, for years I used to study, what do you call it, ascension masters or something like that. There was this big, I don't know if you remember that, Dax. There was kind of like this big area in the spiritual communities about, ascended masters. That's what I'm thinking of. These are beings that, right.
Yeah, that was all the rage for a while.
Yeah, it was a huge rage for a while. And you had all different names, and people were channeling ascended masters. Many of these ascended masters have never incarnated on Earth or have been on planet Earth, but, they're up there, in a loving and compassionate condition. You can contact them. They'll help you. I believe, what's her name? Oh, goodness gracious. The one who did so many tarot cards. I've forgotten her name now, but she did an Ascended Master deck, and it has a whole lot of different, you can find that anywhere, folks, if you're, look on YouTube or do a Google search, and you'll find out more about it if you're interested. So the main associations with the upper world are the sky, clouds, wind, stars, the moon, and the planets. Also teachers, spiritual guides, and angels. As I said, Sky Father rules, law, and direction, which is really interesting, I thought. I was like, rules and law. Strength and guidance. It's also associated with masculine or male principles, the overworld or heaven, enlightened, ethereal beings. I also add ascended masters, eternal life, lighter day, wisdom, enlightenment, and the future. So with an upper world journey, you typically, the idea is that you go up into the air through a jumping off point, if you will, like a high mountain or a tall tree. And remember, this is in the world of your mind, there are no limitations. So jumping off of a high mountain or a tall tree doesn't mean that you will experience gravity and fall to the ground, only if you want that to experience. But basically, once you're kind of like jump off the high place, you go up into the air or the clouds, and that's where you will seek your helpers and teachers. And though the term upper world or lower world, although those terms are designed to refer to a geographical place, it doesn't imply anything that's better or superior. Okay, shamans do find very powerful helpers there, but it doesn't mean that they're somehow better than the beings that you meet in the middle or the lower world. There's just no correlation of superiority. So I just wanted to make sure people are clear on that. So when you take a journey to the upper world, to meet a teacher or spiritual helper of some sort, you can do so to seek power, insights, or information. If you have a burning question, because I am going to take this into a meditation in just a minute or so, and so if you have a question, oftentimes some questions that people call in to ask, and Dax will do a tarot reading, you can ask that type of question, or maybe there's a situation, a problem that you're dealing with. And remember, these spiritual beings can help you with anything. It can be whether it's a material goal, maybe you're wanting to earn twice the amount of money this year than you have before. They can help you with that. And remember, they're beyond the material world, meaning that, we often tend to think of things, well, I lost my job because of this pandemic, and I only have so much money in my account, if I have any money at all, so I'm very limited. But these beings are beyond that. They can help you to make things happen in a way that you can't even see or fathom. So that's why I always encourage people, if you can do a shamanic journey, you definitely want to go that route. So just another couple of things. You can receive wisdom and guidance. So if you have on any area of your life, it could be love life, it could be money, it could be health, or anything like that. Okay? So with this meditation, I'm going to say this before getting started. If you are driving like a motor vehicle, or you're doing any kind of activity that requires your focus and attention, please turn this down or come back to, if you're listening to the replay of this podcast show, come back to it later. You do not want to do this while you are driving a vehicle or doing some kind of activity that really requires focus. If you're listening to us live right now, then you can turn down the volume for about maybe 5-7 minutes and then turn it back up, okay? So we want to make sure that you're safe. And so you also want to be in a comfortable place, if you're able to do that. You want to be sitting with your feet on the floor. You can be lying down as well, but sometimes that triggers sleep, and so you might end up falling asleep. But, maybe that's what you need at the time. So get into a relaxed position. Take a few deep breaths. You want to slowly breathe in, hold your breath for a few seconds, and breathe out. We're going to do this 2 more times, kind of slow things down for you. So breathe in, take a big, deep breath in, fill those lungs with air, hold it for 3 seconds, and breathe out. And we'll do 1 more. Slowly breathe in, hold it, and then breathe out. I'm going to relax your body, relax your mind, and now close your eyes. And let's begin our shamanic journey to the upper world. So I want you to imagine that you're leaving your home or wherever you're located, you're going out of the door to the outside. And while you are outside, look for a place that can take you into the sky or heaven. Allow this place to appear before you. This could be a tall building if you're in an urban area, a high mountain. It could be a ladder or steps. Or maybe you see a big, beautiful bird that you can hop on its back and it'll take you into the sky as well. However you see this is fine. Just allow it to manifest in front of you. And I want you to start going up that tall place, going up to the top. Now, while you're at the top, look at the sky. Look how vast it is, how big. Feel the wind, the fresh air, the clouds. And I want you to feel yourself becoming lighter, just like the wind, just like a feather on the wind. Wind just lifts you up. You feel more at peace, and you feel settled as you go up into the sky. It's perfectly safe for you. You're going up into the clouds, even perhaps above the clouds. And once the clouds clear away, you notice that there's a beautiful place that is just brimming of light. It could be a city, buildings with golden buildings. It could be a forest area, or maybe top of the forest. Allow this beautiful, shiny, sparkly place to appear before you. And I want you to feel, what does it feel like? Feel the magic that's in the air, the lightness, the love, the compassion. Everything is glowing. And as you approach this city, this magical place in the sky, you are also glowing. Your energy is changing. You're becoming a golden light yourself. Now, as you walk through the city or as you approach the city or this magical place, you see a divine figure appear before you. For some, it could be an angel with huge wings. For others, it could be a beautiful god or goddess. Perhaps it's just a man or a woman. Or it doesn't have to have a human-like body at all. It could just be a ball of energy. But in any case, this divine being is coming to you to help you. Whatever form it appears, just be open and welcoming. Feel the smile on the face of the being, whether it has a particular face or not. Maybe its arms are opening up to you to make you feel welcome. View this being as a long-lost friend, someone you've known for eternity. They are loving, they are compassionate, and they're here to help you and to answer your questions. Greet this being and ask your question. We'll take a few seconds for you to ask your question to this being. And now that you've asked your question, wait for the answer. The answer can come in different ways. A symbol. Maybe it sounds like speech, a sentence or a word. Maybe something in writing appears before you. Just accept the message and how it comes to you. And now, thank this being for the message that you've received. And if you feel so inclined, let them know that you'll be back to see them again. Or you can ask them to visit you in your dreams so that maybe you can converse more, get to know them more. Thank this divine celestial being and let their image now fade away. And now you're going to return back to where you are. See the door of your home or wherever your physical being is located and walk into that door, walk into that home, that building. And go right back to where you're sitting. And now, open your eyes. Okay, that's great. So you might want to move a little bit. It's a short meditation just to give you a little bit of a space.
I'm stretching.
Stretch a little bit. Open those eyes. And there you have it. That's an experience of the upper world. And, let us know what your experience is. Even though I was, narrating the meditation, I saw this beautiful, just bright city of kind of like a light golden color that was just brimming of energy, just wonderful energy. I don't know what it was like for everybody else, or maybe people were in more of a natural setting, which is fine too.
Actually, I was.
Go ahead.
I was seeing. I recently watched that new TV series based on Huxley's Brave New World, and I was seeing the futuristic city from the TV show. It was awesome.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that sometimes what we experience or what we see in our physical world, you will also see in the shamanic journey world, the upper, whatever world that you travel to. And that's perfectly okay. I always tell people, don't pass any judgment about it. Like I just watched something on TV and I see this. Well, that's great. Accept it. That's something that left an imprint on you. I've done shamanic journeying where I used to have this beautiful poster, kind of like a forest area with lots of greenery. And I had it up for a long time when I was in college, and I used to imagine, it was such a vibrant picture, Dax, that literally you could walk into it. I mean, that's how it almost looked like a window to the outside world, right? But I would use that image in my shamanic journeying and just visualize that same poster, that same image in front of me, and I would step into it and just experience what's there, the trees, the brush, the animals, the what have you. It's a very powerful experience. And I recommend that people do it if you can do it, and this is something you're drawn to, do it every day. Even if it's just a few minutes or it's longer, that's perfectly up to you. But it's a wonderful way for your mind to be creative. It's a wonderful way for you to receive answers. Because even if you don't, let's say you're not necessarily a person who believes in archetypes or divine beings, your brain is very powerful and it observes a lot more than you typically know. Within our own everyday consciousness, we're pretty limited to what we experience. Maybe it's more visual, or maybe it's something you hear or smell, but usually within our five senses, we don't pick up on everything. We don't notice every single one, unless it's something that's really kind of powerful or something like that. You'll remember what somebody says, or you'll see what somebody has done, but the smell and the feeling, not everybody's in tune with, in other words, you're not in tune with all five senses all of the time, in your everyday life. But your mind collects all that information. We call that the subconscious mind, right? It's like a recording that's just, it's going on and on. It's recording everything that you do, regardless of, whether you feel good about it or bad about it, whether you want to experience or you don't want to experience. It records everything. And so sometimes, like let's say if a person has an issue in business or at work, and there's a board meeting, and maybe the board meeting or the meeting didn't go quite as well as you thought, and you're thinking, what's going on? What happened in this situation? Well, you can use shamanic journeying to re-experience and reset that scene to kind of pick up what you didn't pick up in the moment. Maybe you see, like in the shamanic world, you might see more of the energy of what was going on. Or maybe you'll notice something
right.
that you hadn't noticed
that makes
before.
sense.
Your mind picked it up, but your conscious mind didn't register it. So our conscious mind is kind of like a lens, but our subconscious mind is so connected in a lot of ways. It picks up so much information. And, whether you do the divine beings part or not, it's up to you. Some people may think this is more psychological in the sense of you're just creating an image of a being in order to receive information. That's fine, too. It doesn't matter how. Really, I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter
Who
how
cares? If it works,
right,
it works.
Right, how you define it. It's really about how it works for you. See it however you want to see it. You can see it as separate beings or entities, or it's all with this. It's just my mind creating this. That's fine, too. Your mind is creative anyway, so, So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So,
yeah,
I'm
like
doing it. I'm going to go ahead.
Are you hearing me? Okay, I couldn't tell if you were hearing me or not. I just want to jump in and, comment on some of this stuff. There's something called the reticular activating system in the mind, in the brain, and your mind is taking everything in. Your brain, your five senses, everything's going in. It remembers everything. It's only our conscious mind that can only focus on 7 plus or minus 2 bits of information. So somewhere between 5 to 9 bits of information. That's why telephone numbers in the U.S. are 7 digits. That's how our minds work. But we're actually taking in everything. And so whether it's a shamanic journey or whether it's hypnosis, timeline techniques, an NLP technique, and, to be honest with you, I think all of this is the same thing. From my perspective. But
right.
And whether you take it as a metaphysical / spiritual thing or a scientific, psychological or even medical thing, what's important is that it works. It doesn't matter, really how you look at it. One example that I always love to give is, we do regression in hypnosis, and in doing regression, they discovered people were regressing to past lives. And I'm sure, you've heard of this, Dr. Rose, past life regression, right? And there's actually a protocol, past life regression therapy, because what they discovered was they would regress people into a past life prior to the current life, and they would encounter things that happened, and just the awareness of these things that happened in this previous life, things that individual, that client was dealing with in this life, evaporated. They'd have some mysterious pain in their lower left side of their back. The doctors couldn't find any medical reason for it. They regress the person. Oh, in a prior life, they were a Roman warrior. They got stabbed in the kidney in the lower left of their back, their lower back on the left side. And then when they brought them out of the hypnosis, back to the now, the pain was completely eradicated, And there are literally tens of thousands of these stories. And I've talked to my colleagues, other hypnotherapists, that I don't do past life regression, although I'm fascinated by it, and I think I would like to try it. I've never done it. Steve Jones, Dr. Jones has a great course on it, on past life regression. And Sharona Rapsik, our Sunday host, Sharona, she's actually getting certified in that right now through Dr. Steve Jones's course.
What? I want to know about that. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
Well, that's the. Yeah, I was talking to her about it, and I said, hey, Rose and I would love to chat with you about that, get certified and come on the show as a guest and talk about past life regression. So we're going to talk about that. But before I get too far off track, this is the point. This is why I'm bringing this up, Rose, and what it has to do with the shamanic journeying is that I would ask my colleagues, other hypnotherapists that actually do this, and I would ask them, do you believe in past lives? And they would say, yes or no, but they would always say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether there are past lives or are not past lives. Past life regression therapy works. It eliminates fears. It eliminates pains. It eliminates all kinds of different things that our clients are dealing with. It works. And so, that's the answer I would always get is I don't care if there's really past lives or not. And I think you could do the same thing with shamanic journeying. It doesn't matter if it's really a metaphysical / spiritual experience or whether it's more psychological hypnotherapy or hypnosis type, trance type thing happening. It doesn't matter. It works. That's the big takeaway. That's the big takeaway. Hey, so we're almost at the end of the show, Rose, but I want to let folks know about some of the upcoming shows on the network.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do that. Before I do that, though, I wanted to mention have the sizzling summer sale going on at the Tarot Guild. And, the Tarot Guild is our sponsor for our weekend shows, our Friday shows, our Saturday shows, and then Sharona Rapsik's Magic Universe is every other Sunday. And when I get to the upcoming shows, I'll fill you in on what she's doing. But it's 40% off right now for everything, basically everything. What was that? I heard some music or something.
Sorry, that was my computer updating.
I thought it was a crossed. You know how telephone lines used to get crossed, and you'd hear people like as if it was a party line. Yeah. Anyway.
No party line.
So because the Tarot Guild is our sponsor, I did want to mention that it's 40% off our membership and certification for certified tarot readers and our course. And my readings as well. If you want to book a reading with me, actually it's more than 40% off. It's $50 off. I normally charge $97 a session. It's $47 a session right now, $50 off. And also the membership with the certification and our course on thetarotguild.com are $47 each. They're normally $78 each. So it's only $47. And, Rose, we've been having a lot of people joining the guild, getting certified, enrolling in the course. Yeah, I've been busy. So people will join, and I'll get them oriented on the site, and I have to make up their membership certificates and get them out to them. And then they want to go through the certification. The lowest level of tarot certification, the Certified Tarot Reader CTR certification, is included free with your membership for $47, and they're really taking advantage of that. They're going through the process, getting certified, and then in addition to the membership certificate, they're getting their CTR certificates as well. So they have a couple of certificates put on the wall there. And folks that are new to tarot and numerology will be enrolling in my course. We've had several people enroll. Get this, Mary Brown, my co-host on the Saturday show, her son Connor signed up for the Tarot Guild and enrolled in the Tarot by the Numbers course.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and his mom does tarot, and so of course Mary's shown Connor some things with the cards, but he really wanted to learn the numerology side of things, so enrolled in my Tarot by the Numbers course because it does numerology. You learn them together, tarot and numerology, I think it's the best way to learn tarot, and for tarot folks, learning numerology is the best addition to your practice. In fact, when we get to the upcoming shows, we have a show coming up on that, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute, adding numerology to your tarot practice. But it's 40% off right now. You can go over to thetarotguild.com and just, click on the buttons. If you want to go right to the course, it's thetarotguild.com/learn. It'll tell you all about the course. There's a course outline on there and everything. And like I said, it's just $47 right now during the sizzling summer sale, 40% off. And if you want to join the guild, go over to thetarotguild.com/join. It's going to tell you about the free membership. Yep, that's right. There is a free membership, right, Rose? They can join the website. Yeah. And take advantage of all the wonderful features on the website. We're not talking about just a static, like WordPress website or whatever out there. Our new website is a full-featured social media networking website, similar to, Facebook, MySpace. God, I'm dating myself. There used to be a thing called MySpace, people.
Right.
But all of these big websites, with where you can have a profile, friend other people, you can private message them, you can message them on posts, you can there's a timeline, updates, all that kind of thing, groups and forums and chat rooms and all the things you find like on Facebook and so forth. We have on thetarotguild.com, and you can get all of that free. You get a free profile, you get free access to all of that on thetarotguild.com. But we do have a premium membership where you get your membership certificate, so your clients can see that you're a member of a professionals organization for professional tarot readers. You can get go through the certification process then and get your CTR certificate as well, so you'll have that as well. And there's a lot of other benefits with the premium membership. You can create your own groups on the website. You can post your own articles on the website. Yes, there's a lot of them. There's too many to go into right now. I'm just going to say go over to thetarotguild.com/join, and it's going to show you how to tell you about all the benefits of the free membership and how to sign up free, and then the premium membership, which is on sale right now, 40% off, just $47, includes your certified tarot reader certification, and it's going to list all the benefits of joining as a premium member. For instance, you get to be a guest, make guest appearances on our radio shows. You could be on here with me and Rose, or Mary and I on Tarot Today Radio on Saturdays, and we promote you. And there's just a lot, So just go over and read on the website. But we don't talk about that or go in depth on the website. On the website. On the radio shows, we don't go in depth every show on this. And we had the time today, so I thought I'd go a little bit more in depth into it. So sizzling summer sale, 40% off everything. If you wanted to book a session with me, it's thetarotguild.com/Dax. And I also have life coaching and hypnosis available with a discount for the sizzling summer sale all summer long, which actually is rapidly about to go away. I mean, we're coming up on fall. So, jump on that because, the end of August, it's going to go away. September's almost here. And let us tell you a little bit about some of the upcoming shows on the network. Tomorrow is Saturday, August 15th. Usually we have Tarot Today Radio, as I was telling you earlier, my host Mary Brown and myself. But we are taking the Saturday off. There's no show tomorrow, Dr. Rose. We're taking a break.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of times in the summer we would take, weeks, even months off sometimes in the summer. We really haven't done that this year. but we're going to take a break. And actually, you and I, we're taking a break at the end of the month. We're taking a break on Friday the 28th. There'll be no show. Yeah, so that's what's coming up. And, oh, geez, frickin' announcements on the computer here. I'm trying to get rid of all this. It's like 1,000 birthdays popping up from the calendar. Oh, God. Well, and, of course, it doesn't do that 2 hours from now when we're not on the air. It does it when we're on the air. So no show tomorrow. There's also no show on Sunday. Sharona will be back the following Sunday in a week. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Monday is our Wisdom of the Soul shows with Janice Fuchs. Now, Janice is taking a summer break as well. She's taking a lot of August off. She's getting her daughters who are, going into college and everything, getting them all situated with college and all that kind of stuff. So she's taking most of August off. She'll be back towards the end of the month. I don't know if she's going to take the entire month off. She said no. She said she's probably going to do a show on August the 31st. She might do one on the 24th. I'm not sure. I got to check with her. But just know that the Monday show is on hiatus, potentially, this Monday and potentially a couple more Mondays here. And then Wednesday, August 19th, is our Wednesday show is Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance Hour with Catherine Hahn. And she's doing part 3 of her series of shows for August, Trust Yourself. And then, of course, you and I, Dr. Rose, will be back next Friday, August 21st, for The Doctors Are In. And like I mentioned earlier, our show is going to be on adding numerology to your tarot readings. And so we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about numerology and tarot. We're going to talk about how you can create added value to your readings, even charge more. And it's very simple to do, and if you enroll in my course and go through Tarot by the Numbers, you learn how to do all this. Create a numerology chart, create a numerology report, all kinds of things that you can give your client in addition to pulling the cards. You could do tarot, book a reading with them and give them a numerology report, go through their numerology. It adds a lot of value, and we're going to talk about that next week, how you do that, what is the connection between numbers and numerology and tarot, why you would want to do this, how it benefits your readings, and it just creates a lot of added value for your readings. I do it, and you should too. We're going to talk about it next week. And then Mary and I will be back with another episode of Tarot Today Radio on Saturday, August 22nd. And kind of going along, it's like a theme that weekend, Dr. Rose. It's on adding value. So Friday on our show, we're talking adding numerology to your tarot readings. On Saturday, Mary and I are going to be talking about adding oracle cards and oracle readings to your tarot readings, combining tarot and oracle readings.
Nice.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually becoming a phenomenon. Next month, we have a show planned for Tarot Today Radio where we're going to talk about oracle cards and, are they hitting the mainstream? Because, we're seeing a lot of that. Colette Baron-Reed is doing a lot of, she started out off with tarot and she's all about oracle now. And even some of the publishers are jumping on board with this, like U.S. Games. They have a monthly thing now where they put out a combination of a tarot deck and an oracle deck that perfectly complement each other. And that's something that comes out monthly from U.S. Games now. So yeah, this is becoming a trend now, and so we want to talk about that. And then Sunday, August 23rd, because Sharona, does her show every other Sunday, I did want to mention her next upcoming show, which is Sunday, August 23rd, and she's doing open lines, Angel Reiki, which she created, by the way, Angel Reiki, and free tarot readings all show long on Sunday, August 23rd. So that's what's coming up, and I actually have the upcoming show page, Dr. Rose, I actually have it listed out all the way to Saturday, August 5th.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. September 5th. I just noticed that I did a typo, and I forgot to change it from August to September. Yeah, we have it listed out all through all the rest of August and into September to the 5th of September on the upcoming show page at psychictalk.net/upcoming. So anytime, you can always go to psychictalk.net, go to psychictalk.net/upcoming, and you can see all the shows coming up on the network right there anytime you want and plan out your listening pleasure with us. Absolutely.
Nice.
So there you go. And we're at the end of the show, but we do have a caller. So I want to see if we can bring them on real quick. It's area code 203. Caller, are you there? Area code 203?
Hi, yes I am.
Hi, what's your name, hon? Where are you calling in from?
My name is Victoria, and I'm calling from Connecticut.
Can you say your name again? I don't know that I quite caught it. It's a little muffled.
Victoria?
Is it Victoria? Are we talking a V here? Can you maybe spell it or something? I'm not getting this. I'm sorry.
No, it's with a V. Victoria.
Victoria is what you said.
Oh, Victoria. I see. The C K sound was not coming through for some reason. It kept cutting out on my end. Okay, Victoria. Now. Oh yeah.
Sorry about that.
It was. Yeah, it's not your fault. It was just something with the switchboard, something on my side of the communication. It just wasn't coming through. So what's going on with you? What do you want to chat about?
So I wanted to call and ask a question about my love life. I recently met a man named Rob, who I've gone out on 3 dates with so far, and I'm just wondering what you're seeing with him and I moving forward.
Okay, so like right off the bat, he's good for you. Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Really, really good cards. Really, really good cards. And several of the cards are major arcana cards. That means like literally life-changing things.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're getting cards like the Judgment card, which comes in, it's Gabriel, the Archangel, and, literally saying, okay, big wake-up call, Victoria. Pay attention to this one, followed by the Sun card. Oh, my God. You can't get a better card than the Sun card, pointing at how good a particular situation is or relationship or job or anything like that. When the Sun card comes up, it's like, okay, game over. You don't even need to look at the rest of the cards. And, of course, in the traditional Waite Smith version of the card, there's a baby on horseback. Don't know if that necessarily means anything. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, and so, we got the Hierophant coming in. This is a card of ritual and routine. It talks about how, this relationship can be really good for you, kind of grounding things and getting into a routine. Of course, there's the other aspect of the Hierophant, which originally was called the Pope card. It's clergy. It often indicates weddings, officiations at a ceremony. Just throwing that out there. And then the Five of Wands, which, in normal reading, in other types of readings, I don't want to say normal readings. This is a normal reading. Other types of readings, it's aiming towards legal battles, rivalry, competition, things like that, creative struggle. But in this particular type of reading, when you first look at the card, you can't tell. Here's these 5 guys with these giant, it's 5 of wands, but they're not wands; they're giant staves. And actually they're even thicker than how staves appear on the other cards. They look more like, are they building something or are they having a battle? It doesn't look like a battle. It looks like they're building something together. And so, this being a potential relationship type reading, that's the feeling I'm getting from this. Building something. It's right next to the Hierophant. And then let's look at the central focus card. So rather than starting with the central focus card, I decided to talk about that last and get all the other cards out of the way because of what they were showing. And then we end up right next to the Sun card, but in the center of the reading. This is the main focus. This is the takeaway. This is the only card you really need to see is the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups. It's a card of celebration, happiness, friendship, bonding, the raising of energy. There's these 3 ladies dancing, holding up their cups, most likely filled with wine or some other spirits, and it's all about having fun and letting your hair down and enjoyment. So what is that saying about you guys? It's saying make sure that you do that. Make sure that you guys just enjoy yourself right now. There's no need to rush into anything. The Hierophant card comes after this in the near future. Let's just say the future. It may not be the near future. It may be, months down the line. But, anything as far as, and so is the 5 of Wands. It's to the right of the 3 of Cups, which is the central focus. So it's the future. So building something, the thing with the clergy, all that, is in the future. But right now, in the now, do the 3 of Cups. Enjoy yourselves as much as possible. Normally when I see this, it's like 3 of Cups, like, yeah, get out there, go to the clubs, dance together, drink together, make merry. Of course, in a lot of parts of the country, if not all the country, everything's shut down. There's no dancing going on. There's social distancing, So it's going to have to be a different kind of merriment,
Right.
It doesn't mean you can't dance at home, right? But so just to wrap it all up, let's just say that this looks really, really good.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, he definitely seems like he's really, really awesome, and I'm really excited about him. And, he seems like we align on a lot of different things, just like values and, our background and stuff. And, he's kind of already been a little vulnerable with me in terms of sharing, how he was hurt in a past relationship and how it's really important for him to be with someone who their actions match their words. And that, all of that is so important to me as well, so it makes me feel like, oh, okay, he shared that with me because he is, looking at this in in a serious way, he wants a relationship. The reason why I wanted to call is because we haven't been seeing each other consistently, in terms of every week, and I don't want to sometimes I get in my head and, I know it's very new still, but, I don't know, I just feel like I want to see him more consistently, and it doesn't happen every week. And so, I don't know, that kind of makes me nervous just because things haven't worked out for me in the past, and I'm ready for things to work out, and I want to trust him and things like that. But
these are the times we live in too. People don't see each other on a regular basis like they did 6 months ago, right? Right, Dr. Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
That's right.
That's
right.
True.
What's your
True.
feeling? What's your feeling on this?
The thing that sticks out for me the most is that, don't judge everything by your past. I mean, the part of the purpose for remembering things is, definitely to, stay away from danger and things of that nature. But don't let the experiences of your past color what you see before you. Allow people to, this person this guy that you're interested in, allow him to just show you what he's about. And you'll either want to be with him or you won't want to be with him based on that. Don't think of it as, I've had this in the past. So I do that too. So I perfectly understand what you're going through, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, another relationship, blah. What's going to happen this time? So all of that is just it's negativity, it's negative thoughts. Every experience in life is really just a teaching moment. And what we end up doing is that we add a lot of, negativity and this and that and whatever added to it. You don't really need to do that. It's just like, hey, I had that experience. This is what I learned from it. I'm moving on. But allow this new person in your life who sounds like he's, pretty positive influence, or certainly will be. Mm-hmm. It's just to allow him to be who he is and show you who he really is.
Right.
People will often, I know a lot of times, especially with women, we're always on the lookout. Is he a this? Is he a manipulator? Is he an abuser? Is he going to lie to me? All these kind of things. All you have to do is watch his actions. If he's opening himself up to you, that is pretty huge. In terms of being able to meet and all that's a complication. It's partly complicated by, the pandemic that we're experiencing here. There are other ways to visit, and I'll put in quotation marks, people. You can do video chat calls and things of that nature. I know of, what was it? I don't know if you heard the story one time where this guy wanted to date a woman who he would see go up on her, what do you call it, the roof of her building, and this is like in the major city, right? And he was in a building that was even higher, and he would see her. So he took a drone and sent a message to her and said, I would like to have a date with you. And so they had a date. All they did was a video chat.
That.
He had a table with some food. She had a table with food and wine, and they talked. I mean, so there's always a way. The physical contact thing, that's going to be, there's an extra complication to that, but you can get through that as well if you know what to do. But there are so many ways to engage with people. So don't, we are going through a time where we have to, practice safety in terms of our interactions with people. But don't let that stop you. There are so many ways that you can, commune with people. And I was just sharing this. I think, did I share this earlier? Oh, the bridge parties that I was talking about. I have a bridge from the street to my front door. And we have, my mother and I, because we live in the same household, we're on one side of the bridge, and about 25 feet or more is a couple of friends. And we'll have food in the middle. We'll go up and we'll eat food and bring the food to and we'll sit and chat. And it's the most lovely experience. So there are ways to be able to meet and get around, some of the safety issues that we're, and health issues that we're experiencing. But try not to let your past color your present right now.
Oh, and I need to say something about that.
Yeah, and let me just say this one last thing.
Rose.
All you have to do is watch a person. It'll tell you. It speaks volumes about who that person is. So just allow that to be your concern or your judgment in a sense.
It's like I always say. Don't pay attention to what the politicians say. Pay attention to what they actually do. Anyway,
right.
But there was something I really needed to tell you this. I really need to tell you this because you brought up about these feelings, and right away I was taken back to the Three of Cups card, the card of celebration, which is the central focus, which is the tarot telling you what you need to know now. Okay, and it's actually, telling you what to do and also giving you a warning at the same time, because there's an element of the law of attraction here. What we put our attention on, we attract more of. So the Three of Cups, the celebration card, is telling you that you need to be focusing on that. When you're apart or when you get to see him, you need to focus continuously on the fun, the joy, the enjoyment, so that you attract more of that in. If you start putting your attention on these on the lack, on previous relationships, okay, you're going to attract that in. You're going to attract that in. And so it won't be anything to do with him and your relationship at all. It'll be you causing it to happen. It won't be what he's doing or what kind of guy he is or anything that's going through your mind. It's actually you're causing it to happen because you're putting your attention in the wrong place. And actually it's not just intention, because that's the big part of it, but the fuel of the law of attraction is emotions. It's what we're feeling. And so, my ears perked up, as soon as you said, I'm starting to feel blah, 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 whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. You're starting to feel a certain way. Whatever you feel, you're going to attract in. You're going to attract it in, and the best way to combat that is to keep yourself in the opposite feeling space. That's why the Three of Cups came up. You've got to find ways to, not worry about how many times you see him, whether it's weekly or biweekly or whatever, but ways to really enjoy those experiences and really feel the positive feelings and fun and joy and happiness and just, being around each other, even if you're not doing anything, even if there's where you live, things are closed down and there's no place to go. You could still, go through the drive-through and, pick up something to eat and go home and spend time together. You got to put your attention. Yeah. You got to put your attention on the positive things that happen, and you've got to be in that feeling space. Yeah, don't let yourself slip into the negative feeling spaces or be, brought back to memories of previous relationships, things that have gone wrong in the past. None of that matters. None of that exists now, and you can make this, remember the Five of Wands, building this together. You can make this happen and build this, or you can sabotage it, depending on where you're putting your attention, your intention, and your feelings, where you're putting them, and what you're feeling. Yeah. Well, we got to get out of here, Victoria. I hope that all helped you out.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. That certainly helped a lot, and I appreciate it. Definitely want to keep focusing on, making, having those experiences with him and having fun. And, we've been trying to, with the pandemic, our first date we went on a hike, then we had a dinner outside at a restaurant, then we sat outside on a beach one night and had wine. And so we've been trying to do things outdoors and stuff. So it's been fun and definitely enjoying myself, and I think he is too. And I just want to continue. That for sure. So. Yeah,
start coming up with other ideas. A lot of the things that you just mentioned that you've been doing are very creative, and so that's what I would do. Is I would get a piece of paper, start writing things down. Start creating, ideas. How can we really think outside of the box and do things? And then, call them up or FaceTime them or text them or whatever and just initiate things, get things going, come up with some wild ideas like, hey, let's go to this pier and do this, or let's go over to this mountain here and do this, or, it just you've got to, if you want it to continue and if you want more of it, you've got to initiate and not wait for him to, come up with it or tell you, or decide to do something. You go ahead and initiate everything. All right, Victoria, we got to run. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Best of luck.
Yeah. What a great way to end the show on. This was a information-packed show all around. And
right.
I can't wait to next week when we get to talk numbers and tarot. And, we'll be back next Friday. And
next Friday.
Yeah. And I want to thank all of our listeners and our callers. And, we don't have a show without you guys. And you, Dr. Rose, thanks for being here every Friday.
Oh, no problem. And thank you, Dax, for being here. This is a lovely experience. And, wishing the best of blessings to everyone, especially this upcoming week. And we'll see you next Friday.
That's right. And try some of that shamanic journeying, everybody. Bye for now.
There you go.
Bye, Dr. Rose.
Bye. Bye, Dax.
Bye-bye.